東京ゲームショウ2021オンラインをご覧の皆様、こんにちは。ここからのお時間は日本電子専門学校の番組をお送りいたします。それではどうぞ。
日本電子専門学校スペシャルプログラム
Japan Electronics College Special Program。
はい、どうもこんにちは。東京ゲームショウ2021オンライン、ここからの時間は
Tokyo Game Show 2021 online. You are now watching Japan Electronics College official program. I'm Koji Watanabe, MC for you today. So today we are introducing the titles created by young creators with live play. We have Mr. Ryo Nagashima, the lecturer from Japan Electronics College. I'm Nagashima from Japan Electronics College. Thank you very much for having me. Before we start the introduction of the titles, Mr. Nagashima, could you please explain about your college? Yes, please take a look at this. We were established in 1951, and this year is our 70th anniversary. We are one of the most oldest colleges in Japan, and we are located in the same place for 70 years. We are located in Shinjuku area to train specialists. We have 12 buildings, and now we have courses in 10 subject areas, and we have 25 courses, and we have about 3,000 students. And in the past 70 years, we have more than 110,000 graduates working inside Japan and outside Japan. So because we are located in Shinjuku, so it's very advantageous to our students to find a place to work. And we are the first college in Japan to have a course dedicated to gaming. So there's the educational program co-developed with the company, and also there's the original course materials created by our lecturers, and there's the learning environment to be professionals, so the beginners in this area can start their learning without worrying about anything at all. So for game discipline, we have 3 courses, depending on what you want to do in the future. So, game production course is a 2 years course. This is the very first course at the college which is specialized in game production, and we also have game plan course, which is a course dedicated to programming and designing, and also we have game production graduate course, which is a 3 years course, so that you can learn programming, design, sound, and planning. And we are participating in Tokyo Game Show from the very first one, so we are now participating this show 26 years in a row. So the college was established 70 years ago, and this year is the 70th anniversary. Congratulations. So thinking about what was the situation of the society 70 years ago, so it was so different from now, and you were the very first college in Japan to have the dedicated course in gaming. Yes. Today, we have the representatives of a production team of the students and introducing 8 titles. Thank you very much, Mr. Nagashima.
Thank you. Bye. So now, firstly, we try to talk about the game introduction first. One is the Ryota Takemura-san, sorry. I've been working in this industry for 3 years, and my name is Ryota Takemura. The thing here is the racing D. That's the one that I want to talk here. What's the meaning of D? Drone. D means drone. So while you are actually working the drone and playing the drone, and you feel like as if you are playing the drone. So this is the actual playing. So racing, but you are playing the drone. That's really new style, right? Yes. Actually, you can move from up and down in addition to the normal driving plays. So basically, it's like a 2 dimensions theory. But as for the drones, you should more focus on the 3-dimensional series world, right? You can go and down as well. So you can fly like this. So you feel as if you are like on the race zone. You can see, like, for example, it's not the racing, but there are three-dimensional worlds, so you can feel like you are flying over the world. So yeah, it's like a shrine, so you can go into the shrine and flying over the roof. And as for the drone race, it's really more gradually getting popular among Japanese people, but of course it's not the actual one. So it's one of the obstacles is the shrine gate. It's like a checkpoint, I think. So you can go through the gate and feel like going through the race. It seems to be so tough, right? Sometimes you can accidentally attack the wall and then feel like you are crushed. And have you ever played or drive the drones as well? Yes, I actually did. And try to mock the movement of the actual drones and feel like as if I were actually playing the drones as well in the game series. I think it might be difficult for playing, driving the drones, right? Yes, I sometimes hit the wall as well, actual scenes. After learning the actual movement of the drones, you can apply it to the actual scenes of the games, right? Yes. What's the difference between the actual scenes and the game scenes? Like cars, for example. Apart from the cars, you can fly. So definitely you need to consider the three-dimensional world. Now you can go in. Thank you for playing. Thank you for showing. Could you be specific about the things you focus on? The actual playing, the operations of the drones. Yeah, like you said, it should be difficult for moving up and down, but it seems like really refreshing to play. I think that's the most part that I focus on while I'm creating the games. I think apart from driving the drones, you feel as if you were, in the actual scenes, the realistic one. I think the designs of the atmosphere, you can also see the scenes of the rivers or shrines, actual shrines or backgrounds. I feel being specific about it. Yes. Gemura-san, what are you planning for in the future? Do you have any dreams in the future? In the dream, I try to be a programmer of the games, and I try to make the emotional games for the Japanese people all over the world. Of course, I try to create it. As a team member, probably there must be some team members who are who are dedicating to the music or dedicated to the design. So some seems like really interesting. Some are mocking the movements of the drones, or they are creating with the collective actions, and they are actually all of the staffs are playing the drones at the same time and learn how to move it. Yes, I'm looking forward to your future career. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
So the second title we would like to introduce is introduced by Yoshiki Handa. So I'm the third-year student from game production course Yoshiki Handa. My game is titled eSports. E means chair in Japanese. Yes, so this is a sports that you play with chairs. So it's like a dad joke. It's a sports using isu, so that is why we call the game eSports. Okay, for today I prepared 2 rounds to play. Okay, let's switch to the game screen. Yes, it's on our end. Probably there's some issue with the connection, so we are now fixing the connection. While we are doing that, let me ask some questions. So as you see on the screen, the chair is driving the corridor. So it's like you play the curling with the chairs. So it's what I did when I was elementary school students. I used the chair of the teacher to drive the corridor. Actually, I had the same experience, so that is the inspiration of the game. Okay, so this is a game to drive the corridor of the school with chairs. Yes. And is it about how fast you can drive? It's not all about that. So there are some points you can get depending on which location you stop at. So because it's, too dangerous for elementary schoolers to run around the corridor, so what is important for them is to stop. And that idea can be related to the sports of the curling as well. And you connected this idea with chairs. Yes, sorry, we are still having some connection trouble, so bear with us one moment. So how did you get the very first inspiration? So first of all, we thought about our experience. There are several team members who had the same kind of experience as mine, so we were scolded by the teachers. Yeah, that could be the very good inspiration for you to develop game, yes. Can we just restart the game? So I think this is something that everyone once did when you were elementary school student. So it's actually difficult to drive a chair like a car, however you want to do that. And we can tell that there are some elements of the curling. So game is a kind of entertainment, so that is why it's very important to have unique idea like this. And at the very end of the corridor, there are some numbers. So is it points? Yes. So there are 10 points, 20 points, 30 points. And it's very important to stop at higher points. Yes. Sorry, we still have some connection issues, so instead of playing the game, let's have the video to introduce the title. So the inspiration is coming from your childhood memories, yes. Okay, that was points are written on the floor of the corridor, yes. And just like curling, it's very important that the what level of momentum you can give to the chair, yes. So if it's a curling, you use a brush. So instead of using the brush, so you were using the force of the leg to go into the good direction, yes. So now some happening is there. The girl just had the water on the floor, yes. So now there's the water on the floor, so what you have to do is to avoid the water, yes. When you are on the water, you cannot rotate enough, and that could be disadvantage for you to get points. Okay, so there's the first player and the second player, they compete against each other. I have played the game by myself, and actually it's very difficult. Yes, so it's a simple game, however, the manipulation is quite complicated. And when you get better and better, I think you can enjoy this more and more, and you can enjoy the game among friends. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. So the idea is to interpret the calling as a TV game and reinterpreted that idea with your childhood memories. Esports. That was the title. So what kind of game do you like to develop in the future? I want to be a game planner, so I'd like to plan a game which you can enjoy for 10 years or more. So the sports game like this is something that you can play again and again. So this is what you want to develop in the future. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, then next third title is here, coming from Yon-ichi-san. So the third grade Ijion, thank you, in game creation division. So here, Olgo, the name is Olgo. So here you can see we have 5 members, including plus me, and also the designer is 5. And so the creation period is June 2021 to the 6th. So that this is the one you can play. So here, the little boy, cute little boy is the main character, and he walks like this, and he can move while on the right button you can jump. You can let them jump, and you can push the button like open the door, or you can have some commands to manipulate him. So like seems like an action adventure game, right? So in the house he moves from up in here, and here there is another character here. Once the ghost can capture them, he is in danger of death. So he needs to move, and sometimes the number of the hit, then the player should be game over. So you need to escape from the obstacles in the game field, and sometimes you need to jump, and of course you can explore the floor and also need to escape from the ghost, right? Yeah, that can be action games. So escaping from the ghost, you need to jump here, and also actually the ghost is cheating, right? Yeah, she is chasing you, so you need to escape from her. And she has a magic power. So there are some unique atmosphere, which is quite unique. And also there is a number of atmosphere, and also you need some tactics to escape from the ghost. Yes. You need to jump here, and sometimes you need to think twice. And sometimes to get a higher jump, you need to have some tools. And in the house, there are another ghost, which is not your enemy, but supporter. So you need to sometimes move the furniture, and also away from her and close to the house. Then you can hear the sound of Olgo, and then the Olgo sound can be protecting you from the ghost. So here, this is the end of the game. So it sounds like really unique one. But once you started the game, you can manipulate him so fast. So what's the more focused one you are thinking? So this is the game. So the story is another one to focus on. So the editing and story, those two are the ones that I focus on. And could you tell me your dream in the future? So that my dream, actually, I love Doraemon. So like Doraemon, I try to let the gamers to have their dreams and envisage their dreams in the future. So you have the power. So Doraemon has a power to envisage many dreams, and many dreamers came true. So I want to be like him in the future. So that's the introduction of Orgo, her game. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching.
The fourth title will be presented by Josui. So I'm the first year student from game production course. Joe, nice to meet you. So what is your game? It's titled Ame no Kairimichi. We had 2 team members. Only 2. Yes, we did very hard work. And we spent about 3 months, so you're using umbrella to protect yourself from rain and dirt. Okay, let's take a look at the gameplay. This is a title screen. Now it's raining. Let me explain how to manipulate your character. The girl you see on the screen is a protagonist. You can use left stick and the close button, and also you can adjust the angle of umbrella with R button and L button. So the idea is to adjust the angle of the umbrella so that you can protect yourself from the rain, yes. And A button is for jump, and for using umbrella like a shield, you can use a B button. And sometimes there's the water is coming from the front or from the back. So there's a car running on the screen, and that can create the water over to you. So you have to make a judgment in a short moment, yes. And you have the rain bar on the top left. So when you are struck by the rain, the bar increases. And if you are under the roof, the rain bar decreases. Okay, now I can see the rain bar is now all cleared. Okay, let's move forward. So when the rain bar reaches to a certain point, the image changes. Okay, let's move on. So depending on which area you are in, the strength of the rain and also the angle of the rain differ. And now there's strong wind in this area, so that is why the protagonist has to slow down. Now the rain is getting stronger, and you have to watch out your steps when you go down. So there's a cat in front of the girl. The cat ran away, yes. And if you go into the building, there's the cat. So you have to catch the cat, however, you can move on without catching the cat. So this time I'll just skip this part. So the visual is like the pixel art, and it looks very retro. Yes, actually it's done by handwriting. And I played the game for quite a long period of time. And actually, I thought that I could play this game for a longer period of time because the atmosphere of the game is very poetic. Then, when cat is jumping, there's some stone coming down on you, so you have to avoid the stones as well. So this time I just skip this part to catch the cat. So the rain continues in the game, and actually it's quite relaxing to be in this kind of game. So as you see the image on the top left, the girl now got a lot of dirt, and probably it's better not to have umbrella with her. So now she's in the garden, and it's the ending part of the game. Or I can see that her house is quite gorgeous. Okay, thank you very much. So we just talk about the visual of the game, and also there's the sound of rain falling down, and also the visual of the girl walking. So I really see that there's so much effort put into this game. So that was why I was enjoying the game as well. Jo-san, what kind of game would you like to make in the future? I want to create a game that has the very good storytelling. So just like the game we did, even without telling the story, we can see that there's some story behind it. Okay, thank you very much. So the fourth title was 雨の帰り道. Josui-san, thank you very much.
So the next one is the fifth one. So Mai Ishida, who is introducing this series, Debris Collect. I'm Mai Ishida. So this is the Debris Collect that I'm creating now. So the team members here, we have 4 members. The concept is just protect, destroy, and collect. It's really dangerous cleaner. So this is the actual game scenes. So debris? Is that a space debris? Yes. Actually, it's a garbage on this cosmic here. So it's like a scientific SF version. It's really a unique setting. So firstly, I need to focus, make sure how to play, how to control. Like you can just attack the garbage and collect the garbage as well. So there are a number of garbage in the air and the cosmopolitan sphere, and you can collect the number of garbage when you after attacking them. And there must be some kind of social programs that we have many garbage in the cosmosphere. So that's another background of this game, right? Is you right? So here like this, once you have been attacked or crashed with them, then you cannot move for some period. It must be so, I heard it should be so difficult or tiring to collect those garbage. I heard the actual settings. Sometimes, you know, there are some broken, they can be damaging to the spacecraft. So that's the kind of image. So here you can see rounding globe. While escaping from the globe, you can just attack the garbage and collect the one you have attacked. And after being collided with the globe, then the kyrosphere is somehow unstable. So you can see the circle inside in the middle. You know, we need to act to protect the globe. So how you can see, for example, you have 2 garbages in the screen, or sometimes you need to escape from moving globes as well. So, it's a kind of. So, if you have the debris blocked, that can be a good recycling resources, right? So like this, it's like, is an object to collect? Yes. In the space aircraft, you need to collect. You need to consider the garbage. Probably in the future, in the near future, we might have those kind of occupations. Yes, you're right. Yeah, there are sometimes we can have some news that kind of garbage from the air coming to Japan. I heard the news before. Surely. So here you can have a big one. Now you need to attack them and collect the garbage. Okay. We have 1 minute more. So is that okay? Okay. We now clear the game stage. So it's just really simple, and anyone can play it. So there are a number of patterns that garbage can come up with. So in that sense, you need to have the tactics to escape from the garbage and attack. So probably that kind of movement or tactics you can enjoy, I think. So what's the focus, what you create this game? So probably the image is the one that I focus on. And the team members have the story, the target to create the most beautiful graphics one in the game. So that's what we focus on while we are creating. Yeah, you have trial and error, and that's why you have this kind of graphics. So in the future, what do you want to do? In the future, I try to have the series that can be kind of animated or can be influential to the gamers. Space Debris, for example, Debris Collect, like you said, is the background of that game can be really influential and social. So we can have many stories behind it in the future. Yeah, if it's possible, then I want to create some stories behind it. So to save the globe, save the world, you can probably have that kind of occupations. Please, I'm looking forward to your next story or games. Thank you for your time and thank you for your interactions.
The sixth title, presenter is Yuji Iwai. I'm the second-year student from a game planning course, Yuji Iwai. Our game is titled Chicken Run. Chicken Run, yes. And we have 7 team members. The concept is a funny and entertaining run game. So this is a game that a chicken has to escape from a fox. So if you take a look at the left top, the left one is chicken, and the right side we have fox. Okay, let's take a look at the gameplay. So this time I'll do with easy mode. So it's chased by the fox, yes. And you use a cross button to move right or left, and you can jump as well. And you can accelerate the speed as well, yes. And if you give a high five to a friend of the chicken, you can accelerate the speed of the run. It's not just escaping from the fox, however, you can also gain scores, yes. So it's an action game, and sometimes when you play the action game, you don't know why your character is running. However, here it's very easy to understand that the character is chased by the fox. And now the fox caught the chicken, and the game mode was switched to the command mode. So because the fox is also the faster runner, so even though you accelerate, it still tries to catch you. How did you get the inspiration for the game? The inspiration came from the old movie overseas. Do you mean Chicken Little? Yes. So I can tell that the inspiration comes from the character of the animation, yes. So he's a chicken, but which means that he is hurt. He has a chicken heart, but still he tries to be very brave. Oh, they are friends of chickens. Yes, that are the friends of who he gave high five. I can tell the atmosphere is like the American cartoon, so it's very pop and not too serious. How did you find it when you played the game with your friends? So probably you had such a nice time. with score attack, yes. And it's so nice that you are having such a good time by playing the game you created, yes. So did you have some difficulty or the challenges when you created it? So we thought about how to end the game. So finally we came up with the idea to run away with a car. So that's also very American, so I could tell that that was American car. Iwai-san, what kind of game would you like to produce in the future? I want to be a game planner. I want to create a game which will be loved by lots of people. Thank you very much. That was Chicken Run. Iwai-san, thank you very much.
Next one is the seventh title, the Sayaka Yamada-san. So here, I'm third grade of the research of the game. Thank you so much. The one that I wanted to introduce is this one full of monsters. So the full of monsters. Probably you don't know about my Japanese joke. Anyways, so that's coming. The name itself is coming from the ancient story in Japan. Yes, it's really refreshing and exciting for action game. So you need to attack the monsters in the game. So here, this is the actual game scene. So here, I'm trying to start now. Oh my goodness, it's another monster here. So this time I started the Shinagawa. That's the start of the Japanese ancient history, Tokaidochu Hisakurige. And there's a story coming from that area to Meiji Jingu Shrine. So, sorry, it's a Jingu, it's a shrine in Japan. You can manipulate the characters in like this, and A button, you can push the A button to let him jump, and while you push the X button, then he will attack. So it's like a retro type. The atmosphere is like a retro type, but like I had a sense of the monsters game. So, but I think the younger generation creating that kind of games among the younger generation, that can be really interesting to me, because you haven't born, right? At the time of the game, it's like 19th game. Yeah, this kind of style game. I played many titles like this, and I learned how to play. So like the sense of actions or backgrounds of the scenes. It's really like the arcade game that I played before. You can have a number of sense from that. So you respected those titles of the past. Yes, I did. So here, probably we haven't seen that kind of games in the game center, even in Japan. So yeah, there are some archives in the game centers, historic one, sometimes. Yeah, you can sense the taste. And this is the one you learned. Probably it's a bit older than you. So from here, we are going to go to the boss stage. So it's really good, and I'm really happy to hear that. So you kind of progress that I played before, and you somehow make the dreams come true. Here you can move the character, and you feel like really attacking and really refreshing. So like this, so exciting. And there are a number of kappa, the monsters, attacking you. So there are balls, big balls, rolling to you. You attack this. So like this. So here, I really want to play this because I feel nostalgic about it. So, in your school, so the team staff love this kind of games, right? Yeah, actually we have 12 team members. All of them love this kind of games. So now it's time. So probably you have many difficulties in creating this game, but what did you focus on? The first one is you need to firstly remove the sense of fear of the monsters to make the monsters cute. And of course, the enemy should be cute. And could you tell me your dream in the future? As a programmer, I want to create many games in the future. And also, I try to have the kind of sense of operations into the games. So the seventh one is the group of monsters coming from Sayaka Yamada-san. Thank you for your time.
The last title we are going to introduce is presented by Yuto Horiguchi. I'm the third year student of game production at graduate course. Yuto Horiguchi, nice to meet you. So what's the title of your game? It's called Tenkakai. So you have to make a judgment in a short period of time. So it's a small wrestling game. And your focus is you have to make a very quick decision. Yes, let's take a look at the game. So this is a game screen. So let's play it a little bit. You use L button and R button, which corresponds to right hand and left side hand of the small wrestler. And because this is a small match, you start from the preparation movement. Okay, we use L and R button. And when both hands touch the ground, the match starts. Yes. And when you start the match, when the bar is increased to the full, it's good. Okay, the preparation movement itself is quite difficult, and also you can use the stick to move the small wrestlers. Yes. You can make movement like this. Then the button actions start. When you see red circles, it's getting smaller and smaller. And when you place it at the right timing, you can increase the energy in the red bar. Then, if you press the button at the right timing, then you can give the overarm throw. Small wrestling is such a the sports. It's the sports of the fight in a moment. So basically, you replicated that in the game. I can tell that you love sumo. Yes, after I started the production of this game, I became into it. Because in order to replicate the entertainment elements of sumo, it's quite difficult, so it's very interesting. So you didn't know sumo wrestling in the past, but you did a research to produce this. So what was the inspiration for you to create a sumo wrestling game? So I want my players to experience the super focus sumo wrestlers have, and the sumo wrestler has huge body, And I thought it would be very interesting if we have the small fight in the game screen. Yes, I can see the very explosive energies of the wrestlers, and you wanted to replicate that in the game. Yes, thank you very much. You completed the production, or do you want to sophisticate it more? I want to make it better and better. Now it's a bit complicated, so I want to simplify it a little bit. Okay, now you want to simplify the game. And the starting point of the game was really interesting, so I want you to continue developing this. So last, I want you to ask a question. What do you want to be in the future? I want to be a programmer. And from programmer's perspective, I want to think about what does it really mean to have fun through gaming. Okay, thank you very much. So your peer students are creating such interesting games, and it's not only yourself, but you can find your team members to create the game. Yes. So for this, we have quite a diverse number of team members. However, this game has started with 2 team members, but now we have 9 team members, which means that more and more students joined on the way of the production. Yes, we have started with only 2 students. However, now we have more students. That's really good. Probably some of your team members like a sports game, so some of them might like a sumo wrestling. And I believe that all of your team members will have the successful future in the game industry. That was Tenkakai-san. Thank you very much, Horiguchi-san.
So now that's all from the 8 games. So there are a number of ideas. I was so amazed. Probably you can enjoy it. And finally, we got the notice from the Nagashima, the teacher at the Japan Electronic College. So finally, I tried to talk some announcement to you. I tried to introduce. At the Japan Electronic College, we hold a web open campus every day, where you can easily participate from your home. Probably many things are explained, so please join us with your family as well. Of course, there are times in the game field we will explain details about my career path, your work and career path. Of course, there is an event you can also consult individual via chat, so please apply from our homepage. So the next slide. So another event information. Of course, we have open campus and experience enrollment is also held every month. So please check our homepage as well. So that's all from me. Thank you for everyone watching until the end today. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nagashima. So the Tokyo Game Show 2021 online Japan Electronic College special program. That's all from our side. Thank you for watching.
日本電子専門学校の番組をお送りいたしました。この後13時よりアークシステムワークスの番組が始まります。東京ゲームショウ2021オンライン、引き続きお楽しみください。